Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, a big welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. I feel like I say this all the time, but what you can't see is I'm surrounded by wool right now. And I'm not just referring to the really fun colors that I've hand dyed behind me. I have bags of wool over here that are hand processed bats. And I finally finished making the bats of that one fleece. I did get, I think there's 9. It's either 9 or 8 and like a quarter size bats of the beautiful, oh, for goodness sake, my brain is escaping me. North Country Cheviot. And it is mixed with a beautiful rose gray alpaca. It's really, really pretty, and it really is makes a lovely yarn. So it's an 80-20 blend, so it's gonna have a nice fluff and bounce back from the North Country Cheviot, but then it has that grayish hue from the rose gray alpaca, but it's not super drapey because of the North Country Cheviot. It's really cool how you can blend like that and it just sucks up the alpaca, and it's so pretty. So those will be coming to Michigan Fiber Festival with me. And I am now working on something I'm very excited about because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. But I am going to have some of our Shetland sheep wool at the Michigan Fiber Festival. It will be their second fleeces. Not all of our sheep, because the 2 babies, I only have their first fleece, so I won't be having theirs in the show, but I will have hopefully all 3 of my other girls represented. So Amanita, Build Lady, and Chanterelle, they'll be represented. Yes, they were all named after mushrooms by the breeder. So I hope you guys have something cozy or cool to sip on while you enjoy listening to this. And I hope you're working on something that brings you joy. I have some nice caffeinated, it's like a coffee hot chocolate, or mocha, I guess, coffee mocha peppermint blend. Something I got for the holidays for my Keurig, again. I just haven't really used it, so I still have a couple and they're really good. It's very cozy, so that's sip on. Probably a bad idea since we're going on almost 6 o'clock, so 6 p.m. in the evening. But it's a very dreary day today. Beautiful, it's a dreary day, but it is like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and just overcast and raining. It's raining, but I love that. This is the time of year for it. It's spring, and I love like rainy, stormy days that tend to come this time of year. So I don't mind it. It really helps you bring yourself in. It's just doing the chores outside. So I did get some knitting done this week, and I'm going to dive into those. So I have 2 projects that I worked on, and both I've talked about. But we're going to talk about this one first. So this is the Flutter Butt shirt by Jessie Made Designs. And I am mid-row here. Well, not even mid-row. I'm like right near the end of my row. So I'm going to finish that off here. Just so that, I have like maybe 6 stitches. So I'm going to stitch those off here. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is an interesting design. I don't always read the pattern fully. I think you're supposed to, but I don't always read it fully before I start knitting. And if I had done that, I would have kind of understood how this pattern worked. It's fascinating. So you do the bottom in circle, you knit it in the round, and then these stitches got a little out of whack. Bear with me. Here we go. These got so tangled. Goodness gracious. I don't even know. Okay, there we go. last two stitches were having an issue. This is using a lace weight technically blend that is a one-of-a-kind colorway that I dyed up for Multifarious Nature. And I would say it kind of reminds me of like an English garden. I've said that in the past. I would really like to replicate this in some way. Lots of fun speckling, but it's kind of more like a watercolor speckling because of the way I dyed it. And so you knit in the round, and then you actually break for the front, and you knit the front, and then you knit the back, and then there's probably some involvement, I'm going to guess some seaming and things like that. So it's kind of an interesting construction. So as you can see, here is my little ruffle that goes around the bottom. It's going around the entirety. And then I am working up the front portion right now. So that is the front, and I would say the ruffle is about to here, and then I am working that front portion. So you can kind of see how the fabric is turning out. It does look very nice and watercolored and speckly, and that's what I was hoping for when working with it. I think it's going to be really fun. And even though it's very lightweight and not transparent, but just a very lightweight, airy fabric, I think the fun color speckling and everything will also help kind of give it a solid-ish look. So it won't be like totally see-through. And I think it's going to be really comfortable. It's a merino silk blend. I do currently have some of that base still available. So I'm hoping to dye some colors up on it for Michigan Fiber Festival in case anybody wants to try it. It's excellent for shawls. As you can see, it's going to be really nice for a light, airy, like drapey little, well, you could do a long sleeve sweater, but for a short sleeve, that's going to be really nice. I think for a long sleeve, it would be nice as a transitional piece, between like spring and summer, or fall to winter, when it's kind of like warm-ish, and then in the evenings it gets kind of cool. Having something like that where it's a not gauze, but like light, airy fabric, I think would be really comfortable. So that's that one. I worked on that one primarily in the evenings and then a little bit in the morning. And then the other one I worked on a lot. I just love this project. It's really taking my heart here. Is the Jaunty Shawl by Andrea Mowry of Dre Renee Knits. This one is also mid-row, and this is very mid-row. Like, literally right in the middle of the row is kind of where I'm at. I am currently working with Clun Forest, which is nice and fluffy, bouncy. Really enjoyed knitting with that. And if you heard the insanity, that's our little dog. He, I'm not going to say his name because he'll probably try to come through the door again, but he has figured out how to open my door. So that's fun. It just adds to the insanity. Okay. So this is using my Multifarious Nature Advent from this year, the handspun. And I have Icelandic first. Then we have some beautiful deep Morit Shetland. And then Tunis, another nice bouncy wool. I really enjoyed spinning the Tunis as well. And then we have Jacob. And this is the Jacob, the Shetland, and the Icelandic are all from Michigan. And then, as well as the Clun Forest and the CBM, which this is my last one, I have to still cake that up. So that's what I'm going to be doing shortly after here. I'll be caking this up. It's really beautiful. And the sheep that this came from, her name was Christmas, and so this was the final day of the Advent. But as you can see, we are well past the midpoint, and I am using what is that? Lair the Llama. Lair the Llama. So Kat from Lair the Llama. I purchased beautiful braid from her. It is a yak, merino, and silk blend, I think. I think it's silk. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colorway is called Hint of the Holidays, so I'm holding that with it. I spun it up as a 2-ply. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is all of these kind of fall in the semi-fingering weight. So I just did according to pattern where you weigh it and then you try to knit about 45% of the yarn and then you start decreasing. That way you don't run out of your yarn. So I should be fine because I have this whole mini. It's about 25 grams. So all of these were about 25 grams. And yeah, so I still have the rest of this one, the Clen Forest. And then I'll be doing more of my Hint of the Holidays. And then the CVM. And the last of the Hint of the Holidays. So really, really enjoying this. Super fun. I like how the center, I did this, almost threw that in my beverage. That would have made this extra interesting, wouldn't it? Throwing my mocha coffee all over the place. There's my middle. So as you can see, this Hint of the Holidays is not exactly centered. Hopefully you can see that. It's off center. And if you're wrapping this around and having that cool layered effect, it actually kind of adds to that if it's not perfectly centered. I was going to try to make it centered initially. The more I thought about it, I was like, I don't really want to do that because each of these stripes are going to be different varying thicknesses because it's getting wider and we're getting smaller as it's being knit. And yeah, having that off center actually kind of goes with the pattern more in my opinion. But I'm really enjoying it. I have my little progress keeper that I actually need to move. So I'm going to move that after I show it to you because I keep forgetting. It is from Melly Knits Advent from last year, I think. It was the Great Guts Adventure. That was so much fun. So I actually got to use my drum carder and card up the wool and do all that. That was a lot of fun. All right, there we go. I moved my progress keeper. You guys can keep me accountable. I moved it. So it doesn't look like I did like 2 weeks worth of knitting when I only did one. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Really enjoying that pattern. There is still time to work on the jaunty along if you want to, where you are spinning to knit the jaunty, or you can use already pre-made yarn. That's totally fine. And then you knit the jaunty, which obviously takes some time to knit. So if you join in now, you might be cutting it closer because I think you have until June. And then if you finish it and you take photos of it, you can post that on the Jaunty Along Ravelry, and you can possibly win prizes, but you have to finish it before the deadline. So I'll include the link to that if you guys want to join. It's through Dre Renee Knits, her Ravelry. I don't know if she's also doing it on Instagram, but for sure Ravelry. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And I'm really bad about posting at it. I'm really bad about checking in on the Jaunty Along, but I think it's kind of fun to see what others are doing, and it just helps motivate you to get it done. If you are someone who kind of just lollygags with projects, it kind of gives you a deadline to work from. So I enjoy that as a motivating factor. Yeah, as far as life update of things, oh my goodness, as I mentioned, our little dog, I'm not going to say his name because I know he's out there, and if he hears his name, I guarantee he's going to try to go through that door. He's a very smart dog. He is learning so much. He's getting so much better with learning, with his training, so that's really good. He has now significantly cut back on accidents, so I really hope that we're good now. Yeah, he seems to be sleeping through the night really well, which is good. And I definitely think he's starting to get more confident in things and having fun. But he is a stinker. So I feel like even though he's still a baby, in my head, I feel like he's in his terrible teen years because he's kind of testing the waters. It's like you tell him to do something, and then he kind of goes and looks at you like, do I really want to do that though? So I could tell he's a bit of a stinker. But now we know more about his breeds. So with his mix, it's really funny. He has breeds that really want to please you, and they're really focused on learning and training, and they're really good about it. They like to be trained. A lot of them are working dogs, but then there are also some in there where they say they can be disobedient because they're so smart, and it's in their nature. So it's kind of interesting. It's got an interesting blend of a lot of different breeds like that. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And he makes all kinds of funny little noises. Little character. Every morning he makes a funny little noise when he wakes up, and then when you put him in his kennel, if you're still at home, and he knows you're at home, but he can't come be by you, he likes to make funny little noises, and those noises are, because he actually, based on his DNA, has some Maltese in him, which is like a smaller dog, and it's hilarious. Like, he has that kind of like whimpery, barky cry when he wants attention, but he's now in his kennel. It's really interesting. But then when he's like barking at somebody, like or his reflection, that's his thing. Like, if he's barking at his reflection, it's a really deep, like dark, but louder bark. It's hilarious. So, little character. It's very entertaining. I really enjoy in the evenings. He gets very relaxed and likes to cuddle, which is really nice. And then especially because he's cuddling and he's not biting you, because if he's awake, he's like in his land shark phase, and he wants to like nibble on everything, and it doesn't matter if it's your face. Like, he'll look at you endearingly, and then he'll give you a little kiss, and it's very sweet. And then if you keep your face too close, he will try to bite your face. So it's just his little nature right now. Very common for his age, but it's just not something I'm used to. I don't think I've ever had a puppy that young, so it is a learning curve, definitely a learning curve, but all good things. And I think if I've worked on any new fiber projects other than the bats that I talked about, I think that's it at the moment. I have started spinning up one of the, they call it, it's like a club from Fossil Fiber Works, or Fossil Fibers. It was like their tea tasting. It was like every 2 months. You could buy a month's worth, or you could do their little 3-month one. And so that's what I did. And so, like, every 2 months, I got a bunch of washed wool that hasn't been picked. So I had to pick it and then put it on my drum carder. And some of it was processed, like silk and things like that you would mix in with their fiber. And I want to do some videos because I have 2 of them that still need to be blended. The first one was like teacups. I think it was like vintage teacups was the inspiration. If you look on my Instagram, I actually have photos of the bat. I can't remember if I took photos of the raw fiber. I hope I did. Not raw, but like not blended. It's fascinating. There was quite a bit of different colors involved and different fibers, and quite the process to do that. So I'm excited. The other ones are, I think the December one was a lot of green fiber. So that one, I think I'm going to blend it more where it's kind of cohesive, versus this one where I actually, when I blended it, I kept certain fibers aside while I blended the others so that I could add the texture and keep it kind of separated. Because there's some really beautiful, almost rose gold looking, I think it's sari silk. It's a type of silk. Not sari silk. It's, can't remember which silk it is. It's a silk that looks very rose gold oriented. So I wanted it to look like gold leaf on a vintage teacup. So instead of having it blended throughout, I wanted it to be texturally blended throughout. And that I think worked out really well. As I am putting them on the bobbins, I'm doing 2 bobbins. I'm going to do a 2-ply, and I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but I think it'll be a really fun one. I like having these single skeins that I make with random bits and bobs, and then I put it aside, and then I make a project randomly at some point, like that hat that a hand-spun hat I knit recently using some fiber that was hand-spun from Supernova Dye Works. That was a really fun one. Very sparkly and textural. And then there was lazy dog fibers. They had a bat that I then used, spun up, and put that on the inside, so it's really soft fiber on the inside. It's a lot of fun to experiment like that, but you can like spin up different skeins, different braids, different things, and then you can just have it aside. And this is another example of something cool. Sorry, it's going to crinkle and make a bunch of noise. I'm really excited to work with this at some point. I've been eyeing it. But it is the FLD hand-dyed fiber mashup. FLD is Fresh Lotus Design. Really beautiful. These packs are 12-ounce packs. She sells them at Michigan Fiber Festival, actually, usually. And I got them last year. And it's the luxury fiber mashup. This one's Mineral Spring. I think it's spiced plum or something. They're really beautiful. The other one's like golds and reds and or plum colors. It's really beautiful. And then this one, of course, is more like your greens, blacks, some dark brown in there, like copper. Really pretty. Lots of different fibers. And I would love to not only make something out of just this, I think that'd be beautiful too, of course, but I really think these are fun because there's so much color. It's so saturated to take a fleece, any type of fleece that you want, and then blend this into that. I think it's a really cool way to stretch it because this is 12 ounces. And then if I have a fleece that's like, if I take a pound of fleece and blend it with this, I could get like a sweater's quantity of yarn. Yeah, out of that. So I think that's a really cool idea. Oh man, the creativity is going on in my head here. I have so much going on idea-wise. It's so hard because I always need to focus on one thing. So the last couple days, actually weeks, I've been doing really well at picking wool for like an hour, half hour a day. And that helps because then I'm at least slowly making progress for my bats. And we will get there. We will get there. All right. Well, I'd love to hear from you guys if you guys are up to making anything fun. Yeah, what you're up to. I always love hearing about your wool experiences. So if somebody's working with a new fleece or something like that, definitely share in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to, and we all help inspire each other. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.